Lorna and I have been critical companions within a doctoral supervision relationship. At some point, I asked Lorna if she would help me with an inquiry question about how I could use critical creative approaches, particularly in nature, in her supervision sessions. She eagerly agreed, and what turned out to be a co-learning through a co-inquiry was really powerful for us both. The story to which this background relates takes place when Lorna was a strategic leader in the Health Service Executive in the Republic of Ireland. Lorna had invited two groups of clinicians who practiced in the community in two overlapping palliative care services to work with her in a collaborative person-centred research study. Together they decided that they wanted to create a synergy between their services and to explore how, as critical companions, they could achieve this synergy in ways that enabled them to flourish, and to do this collaboratively through embedded research in which they would be looking at themselves as persons as well as professionals. So right from the start, Lorna embodied the critical companionship process mutuality, that is, working in partnership. Early on, Lorna intuited that her companions would need help to step out of their usual ways of working, thinking and relating if they were going to achieve their goal of synergy and human flourishing. So she created space and conditions for this by suggesting that at their next meeting they go for a walk in the woods.
So I was then able to be fully fledged on my own as a critical companion when I engaged with my co-researchers in some field work with them. And my co-workers were a group of clinicians who worked in the community, and who were two distinct services within the community who were having problems creating synergy between both community services. And it was a kind of a historical problem for a long time, trying to get synergy in practices where one group would be visiting somebody in their home and the other group maybe coming in the next day and doing something different. The systems were getting in each other's way. Yeah. So working with my co-creators, we wanted to see if we could make a difference to that and do that by enabling people to flourish in their engagement with each other. So as much as we talked about it, it was still very theoretical until I said we really do need to experience thinking in a different way, problematizing in a different way together. So we engaged with critical creative companionship, again, by going out in nature, not asking people to be artists or creators of a piece of artwork, but actually engaging in nature in a very creative way. So we met outside in the rain, in a woods, lashing rain. And all of these wonderful nurses turned up in their cars and we walked. And I set it up like you did with us back in Bunratty. And I invited my co-researchers to give it a go, basically, and to walk with me as companions, looking at freeing ourselves up from the cognitive wheels that were going on in our brains, having a critical question to think about, and letting ourselves be inspired by what was around us. So the sounds, the sights, the smell, the feel of where we were. And off my co-researchers walked like as if they were on a power walk. And I just stopped. I could see this happening, and I just stopped and role modeled critical companionship. It was very, very powerful because they kind of stopped. They were off in a line, following each other, walking away like they would normally when they go out for a walk. And then they realized. So I was stopping and moving in stillness and being reflective and looking and noticing and picking up things, and they started to do the same. And we walked and we had this fantastic hour-long walk that felt like 5 minutes in an amazing place where the smells were so strong, because when rain falls on wood and leaves, so strong, very powerful. And when we reconnected gently and shared what came up from us, wow, was it powerful. Powerful, and it really changed the dynamics for how we worked from then on as co-researchers.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic story, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm still on that journey, Angie.
Yes.
And a wonderful journey of critical companionship. And I'm learning more about it. The more I use it, and I use it every day in my practice. I'm a companion to somebody, either myself, so I can be my own critical companion at times, or a companion to other people that I'm working with, even if it's a very non-creative space and a very technical piece of work that we're doing.
Yes, it's because it's who we are as a person, and we can take ourselves into any space and transform it just by being who we are.